Welcome to the channel, guys. This is What's the Debugger, and in today's video, we'll be learning how to write Python code. Today, we'll be writing our first line of Python code. So it is very exciting, but before we write any code, we need a place to write the code in. It's very simple. It's just like how we need Microsoft Word to make Word documents, PowerPoint to make slides, and so on. So to write code for Python, we can use anything. Like we could use a notepad, but the problem with writing code in notepad is, for example, is that it's too basic. It doesn't give us any highlights. It's very hard to write code in notepad. So what we use is, for the sake of the simplicity, we're using something called VS Code. So I want you guys to look up VS Code download and open this website. Let me show you something. So this thing you see right here is what VS Code looks like. We have a lot of highlights, we have a lot of colors, we have a lot of autocomplete and stuff. It just makes our life a whole lot easier as developers. So if you want, you could use any other IDE or any other text editor like Sublime Text, I don't know, like PyCharm, stuff like that. But I prefer using Visual Studio Code because it's simple and customizable. Feel free to use anyone or anything that you need. So let's click on download for Windows. If you're on any other platform, there will be options for other platforms. Let's click save. And now in our desktop, we should see a VS Code downloader. Let's open it. It might be inside your downloads. I just like to keep it in my desktop so it's easier to show you guys. So I click next, and you can change the location of your VS Code. I prefer putting my things in my D drive. It's okay if you put it in the C drive, E drive, it doesn't matter. It's a choice and a preference. I click next, and now you just press next again, and you can create a desktop icon. I prefer checking these boxes because it will help us open the VS Code very easily from anywhere. So I prefer keeping them checked. Click next, click install, and now we just wait. While this is waiting, let me tell you some facts about VS Code. Just like how you install extensions in Chrome or any other browser, you can install extensions in VS Code to make it work more like how you want it to work. So let me just delete the install. Okay, VS Code has opened up. My VS Code looks a bit different from your VS Code. The part of the reason is because I've already customized a lot of things in my VS Code. I've added a lot of extensions, themes, stuff like that to make it my own. I'll teach you guys how to customize your VS Code in future, but since it's out of scope for this video, I'll be talking about it. But the main thing that you need to know about VS Code is this is the file explorer. It's the same for all of us. And this is the place where we will start. Okay, let me close it and show you again. Let's first open VS Code. And after opening VS Code, you can click on File and click on Open Folder. You should be learning keyboard shortcuts as a developer to be fast at what you're doing, but for the sake of simplicity, I'll be using my mouse. So I'll go to Desktop, and I'll create a new folder here, which I'll be naming Tutorial. And I'll click Enter and select the folder. I've opened the folder in VS Code. Now, another thing that I'd like to mention, if some people, you might be having, the VS Code might be too small for you, like it might be too congested or too small. So you can press Control or plus or minus to adjust the size according to your need. So this seems like a pretty good size to keep it at for the video, and you can drag it to have more space for your code. So now, what you need to do is click on this button right here, which says New File. After you click on it, it's going to ask you for a name. So normally we name the file main.py. It's not a rule. We just normally name it main.py, but you can name it anything. And for the sake of this video, I'm going to name it wsd.py. And I'll press Enter. Wow. Now, beside at this place, now we have a cursor. I mean, a blinking thing. And now you can type stuff in it. So now we're finally able to write some code. So without any further ado, let's write some code. So the first line of code we'll be writing is print and open the brackets and open the quotation marks, double quotes. It's print, parentheses, and then quotes. And inside the quotes, you write anything that you want to print. It is like a rule or like a norm in computer science to start programming by printing hello world. So we will do this and click Control S on your keyboard. And I think you cannot see the play icon right here. It might be because you have not installed an extension. So here is how VS Code comes into play. Go to Extensions, and in the extensions, search for Code Runner. And after you have searched Code Runner, click on it, and for you, it will say Install. Install Code Runner, and now you should have a play icon similar to mine. And when you click on it, for me, it's showing an error, but for you, it will run the code. So let's say it doesn't work for you as well. Normally, it would just say hello world. This might happen because the Code Runner extension is not set up properly. So what you can do is you can go to, I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. I'll go here, go to Terminal, and go to New Terminal. So don't be scared after seeing this. It's not scary. It is just a place where we will write commands to access stuff. So remember how we installed Python interpreter? If you type Python here and press enter, this thing pops up. And you can directly type something like print hello world and press enter, and you'll see it says hello world back. So this is actually the Python interpreter just interpreting our code. So let's get out of it. To exit from here, just type exit bracket and just exit. So what I'll do now is I'll open a new terminal by clicking here, and here I will type Python space my file name, which is wsd.py. Remember, if it works for you, you can just press on this play icon and it will run the code. There is no difference in doing this, but you can run it like this as well. Just click enter, and now you see yourself a pretty hello world printed out. So this is how we run Python code, how you write Python code, and how to use VS Code. We'll be exploring a lot of things inside the VS Code in this journey of learning Python, and we will be learning a lot of things about the terminal as well. Remember, VS Code, the terminal is your best friend, as you will be using this more often than ever. So this is it for today's video. Thanks for watching.